Hello, everybody, and welcome to another CCUK Q&A Live, and I hope you're all doing well. And I am so excited for tonight. You would not believe it. And I've just been having a pre-show chat with the two guests, and it's been amazing. So I think we're going to have a good one. Just to remind you all, any questions, please put them in caps lock. And look at this. I've even put a jacket on because we've got two resin celebrities with us tonight, I would call them. We've got Wendy from Team Pish, and we have got Claire from Claire's Crafty Corner. So let's get them in. Resin. Hello, ladies. How are you?
Hello. Sorry, I was expecting.
I was going to say that they are real.
I can't hear you guys.
I am here.
It's not one of those AI deep fakes. They are real people on a camera now. But no, we've already got 36 in straight off the bat.
I
so
can't hear you.
Oh, Claire.
Do you want to go and come back again, Claire? Hopefully it'll fix it. So Claire will be back with us, just so you guys know, in pre coming live, we had the same issue, and then she came back and it worked. So we should be okay. I'm trying out my Don Johnson style apparently tonight, but there we go.
He looks very smart, doesn't he? He does.
Well, I thought I'd make the effort, put a jacket on. That's all it took. Oh, just having a look. But again, if you missed Wendy's video as well earlier, go back and watch that because I love that. She made like little fish in a goldfish bowl, and that was stunning. So if you didn't watch it, go back and watch them. But we've got loads of people coming in. We've even got people from South Africa dancing in the rain.
Wow.
So I think it's the first time we've had somebody from South Africa. So you've got a worldwide audience, Wendy.
That's cool. That's cool. That is very cool.
Oh, Claire's back. Let's see if she can hear us. Here she comes. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Hey.
Can you hear Wendy?
Hello.
Sorry.
That's okay. We get these technical difficulties from time to time. But do you know what? Thank you both for coming on as well. It's amazing to finally meet you both as well. I was just saying this before. But for me, I'm a bit almost celebrity struck by both of you because ever since I got into resin, I've watched both of your channels. And I've been in awe of what you both do. And it's amazing. And I think so many in the community feel the same way. So it's great to actually see you as people, not just a pair of hands, and get to know you a little bit. So thank you for coming on.
That's all right. No problem at all.
Thank you for inviting.
I did a bit of research as well, which I want to share with you because I don't know if you look at your own stats or not, but I was blown away. So Wendy, you're on 36.7 thousand subs now, which is a lot. And with only 275 videos, you've got over 2.8 million views.
That's quite a lot, isn't it?
It's crazy when you think about that. And the thing I love about when I've watched your channel right from the start all the way through. I haven't watched every video, I'll be honest, but most. And it's just that sort of one video a week consistency that's got you to where you are as well. And I think everybody loves. I did try to.
I did try. I really tried too, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't.
It gets a lot. It gets a lot.
It does.
And people don't realize that unless they do it themselves. They don't realize how much editing gets involved. But you've got your own editor as well, haven't you?
I've hired my husband to do the basics.
Yeah,
that's all he can do, bless him, because he can't see what's in here, and so he can't put it out how I want it. But he does the basics for me now. I
think I need to borrow him at some point. But there we go. He can give me a few tips. Your editing is always almost perfection. I watch it and I'm like, how?
I do love editing though. It's quite a hobby, and I do put a lot of effort into it because I enjoy it.
Yeah,
and I keep going and keep going. And Steve says, really got to stop now and just like say that's it, because I do keep going.
You could carry on forever, couldn't you? You could carry on 20, 30 hours of editing and on a half-hour video, but then you don't get many videos out.
That's why I only get one out.
Amy's just shouted out that I need to tell you that your hair is adorable, Wendy.
Oh, thank you. It's a mess. It is. I mean, it's so thin now compared to what it used to be when I was like younger.
Wow, so's mine. Look, it's thinning around there. That's why I've got the shades on and a bit of a fringe going on.
Yeah, well, I'm receding quite well, but because it's fluffy, you don't see it, thank goodness.
And then Claire, just to give you a few of your stats, because I was blown away by this.
Yeah.
I looked at it and I was like, what? This is why I'm calling you a celebrity, by the way. So you've got 135,000 subs, which is pretty exciting. Not far off the 150, which is amazing. You've got 857 videos, but over 13 million views.
That's
That is
cool.
just
That is cool.
mind-blowing.
That's
Did
cool.
you ever think you'd get that big?
No, not in a million years. Not in a
Well, you
million
have.
years. No, it was a hobby. It started off as a hobby, so it wasn't really until 2020, 2021 I thought I could actually do this long term.
Well, apparently I got it wrong. You're not a celebrity. You're royalty. It's just popped up in the chat. There you go. Queens of Resin. Is that better? Does that make me a queen of resin as well now? Or...
If you want to call yourself a queen,
I might get a few comments after that, but there we go. I don't mind having a laugh about it. But what got you both sort of into, I suppose, initially resin and then YouTube? What got you into that journey?
Go on, you go, Claire.
Wendy, go first. No, because I'll talk over Wendy too much.
No, you don't. You saved me. Well, what got me into resin? Oh, God. I've always been crafty, right? Always been arty and wanting to do stuff. And while the kids were growing up, kind of everything went to one side.
Yeah.
And then I got into World of Warcraft, and I did that for 10 years as a hobby. But it got to a point.
Is it Games Workshop World of Warcraft?
Is it what, sorry?
Is that like Games Workshop, the little figurines?
No, World of Warcraft is a game. It's an online game, right?
Okay.
And I was so into that.
Right.
Why? Because Steve did it. Steve met me. He came here, and he'd already been playing it for 18 months or something, and he was into it. And it was either join in or lose him, because he was like in the game. Yeah. So I decided to join, and I kind of went in full leather, and it was basically our hobby for 10 years. That was what we did.
Okay.
And then I got to a point where I was like, I can't be doing with this anymore. Do you know what I like? So one day I just quit. And then I said to Steve, well, I really don't know what I'm going to do now. So I started researching different hobbies, and I found polymer clay. Did that for a while, but I struggled with the little stuff. Fluids art, acrylic pouring.
Yeah.
And when I was doing acrylic pouring, I kept coming across YouTube people that were saying you need to cover yours in resin. I'm like, what is this resin? What is it? And I started,
what is this magical stuff?
Exactly. And I started there at the time, and this was going back quite a few years. At the time, I could find Nick Simetti, that was English. Paul Barn, Doug, Doug?
I've not seen Doug, actually. I've heard of Nick.
He's an American wood turner that does wooden resin. And that got me into wanting to do turning. But I really wanted to do this resin. I mean, there wasn't really anybody that did it. And then I started, the first thing I made was really awful, sticky green mess, but I loved it. I was hooked.
Have you still got that piece?
No, it went in the bin within a week.
You've got to keep your first piece. Doesn't matter how bad it is.
It was sticky and green. It was not staying with me. And then I started just making stuff. And then I was searching for YouTube one day, and I found Claire. And Claire'd not long been doing resin on her channel. And I was like, that's it. I'm not going there anywhere. And Claire got me into Instagram, so I started putting things on Instagram, and a few years later I started my own channel. There we go.
There we go. And now you're where you are now as one of the resin queens.
I'm not. Just me. I'm nothing special, honestly.
Claire, same question to you.
Resin was like a secondary. My famous first ever resin video was me falling in love with resin and saying, "Don't worry, guys, it's not going to be a resin channel. I just wanted to try it." My channel actually started when I was 40, so 8 years ago. I just needed something to do. Like, I just felt like there's got to be something that I can do as a hobby that I'm going to really, really enjoy. I always had hobbies as art. I did art in school. I did art, graphic design, GCSE. I was always crazy into art. So then when I turned 40, I thought, let me just start a YouTube channel and just do like little, I guess the kind of crafting that you just need a hot glue gun and some lollipop sticks, do you know, like that kind of thing. And I started my YouTube channel with the intent of doing home DIYs and home like interior stuff, and like I, you know, upcycled my dining table and that kind of stuff. And then someone we knew back then just said to me, oh, you should try this, you should try epoxy resin. And I was a bit reluctant, and she said, honestly, you'll love it. So I did. I bought myself, I went to Maker Central before I knew anyone and before anyone knew me, and I bought myself a kit of glass cast resin.
Yeah.
Elite resin is glass cast. And I made a video, and I called the video Beginner's Epoxy Resin.
Okay.
And it blew up.
Okay.
And that was me done.
Well, I've seen your resin. Is it resin jewelry one that you did for beginners?
That was my beginner's resin jewelry. Yeah, I had gloves on, but like I didn't have a proper respirator, because at the time, we're talking 6 years ago, I didn't know, like, as much as I looked into it, and I was watching other resin artists and they weren't using respirators, and I thought I'd be all right with just a dust mask, and like I really didn't know enough. So now obviously I've learned so much since that video. I've put like pinned comments on there like, wear a respirator, like please wear gloves, and you know, because I don't want it coming back to bite me that I wasn't very safe on that first video. But yeah, that video blew up, and that was it. I was just inundated with, which was a blessing, inundated with emails from resin brands wanting to work with me. So I started working with Craft Resin, and then Arteza, and it just snowballed. And luckily I was so in love with it, I carried it on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did say in that video, I'm not going to be a resin channel. This is a one-off.
A one-off, and now it's taken over your lives.
Which is why I've set up my second channel, because I want to go back to what I originally started.
I saw that. I've seen a couple of those actually, and I saw that you've sort of gone back to, and I love that, you know, by the way, because I'm a bit like you in that way, in that creative mind. So it's like my living room table. It was an old 20 quid Gumtree find that I sanded down, and then I burnt a giraffe motif into it. And you know, you couldn't buy it. It's mine. And I think that's the beauty of when you create something.
Definitely.
And apparently the audience are all saying that you two ladies look about 30. They've not said anything about me, so I must be starting to look really old.
Only I'm double that nearly.
Well, no, it's nice that you're getting the compliments already. And I never get complimented on this show. But I suppose one of the things I love about you both, and I'll be honest straight away, is your passion comes across on the videos. And that's what I love to watch. And it does genuinely. You can, and it's like, Wendy, at the start of most of yours, you have an upsy moment, which I love, by the way, because we all have them.
All the time.
Most people just don't show them. And then Claire's, you can't watch one of Claire's videos without smiling. You can't.
Oh, I thought you was going to say without an upsy.
No, there's often an upsy as well. But you know what? That's real. That's resin. And I think that's what a lot of the polished artists don't always show that. And I think it's important that people see that so that they know we all make mistakes.
I wouldn't have any videos. and if I genuinely only posted the videos that went 100% to plan and came out spectacularly wow with completely level, and I wouldn't have any content.
No,
it's just not. It's not because I don't try.
Dan, because saying I'm a handsome devil. I'm okay. Hi, Dan. By the way, thanks for joining us. But there we go. I've got a compliment now from Dan, so that's good. But no, sorry, carry on.
Hi, Dan.
We can continue with the show now.
Hey, Dan. Hey, everyone that's here as well. Andy, will we be able to read the chat back?
Yeah, you should be able to. There's a setting when you watch it back on YouTube where you can watch it again.
Amazing.
And interestingly as well, I'm looking at potentially upgrading my streaming service, because there are some now where it comes up live at the same time, but that isn't the package I've got with StreamYard at the minute, and it's free for me at the minute, so I want to keep costs down. But it works, clearly. And hopefully it's not too daunting, especially with 3 of us on the screen. It's the first time.
Now, somebody did ask a minute ago, what was our favourite pieces that we've made? Have you got a favourite piece, Claire?
There's loads of questions that I've got to go
You know,
through. So.
I'm in my tropical era.
You
And
are. Goes
yeah,
very well with that tray you made the other day.
Yeah, I literally, this wasn't planned. I'm surrounded by everything. But yeah, that tray I just made.
That is gorgeous.
That is gorgeous.
There's just something about the graphic, the tropical graphic images that I'm just head over heels. So yeah, they're my favorites. I've got to be honest. Every now and again I think, oh my gosh, I love this. Like I'm so I say obsessed a lot, but this is what gets my heart happy and gets my heart just you know
that could be a different video for you. I've just thought. So you're into your tropical vibe at the minute. What about a Katy Perry style video? You know, she does that music video in the jungle, in the tropics. She could do that holding resin.
Oh, I thought you meant like going to space, like a space.
No, not that one. No, let's not bring that one
up.
Like,
yeah. Oh, I could do an astronaut themed video.
You could do that, but I wasn't going to bring that one up because that's a bit of weird publicity. But no, that one where she goes raw or something like that. I'm sure she's swinging through the jungle. Yeah.
You're gonna see me roll.
That's the one. I won't join in though because everybody will just leave.
Wendy, what are your favourites?
Dragon eggs.
Dragon
eggs and spheres. I'm afraid I'm a dragon egg and sphere person. I can make them all day. I really can. I love crystal spheres. I've got a thing about glass anyway. So anything that looks crystal clear, I absolutely adore. And I made a dragon egg, quite a big one, with a red dragon sitting on a rock in it. It was a long time ago.
That was beautiful.
Years ago, probably. But I've still got that, and I absolutely love it. I really do. So yeah, it's dragon eggs. But then that's one of the things that got me into turning. I wanted to turn my own dragon egg, and I wanted to turn my own sphere, and they were my goals. I've done them now, so I've got to find other goals.
Have you tried doing it without a lathe though? That is a nightmare to get the shape.
Doing it in a mold, yeah. I did a video with two different eggs, one in a mold and one turned. Yeah. And to be honest with you, I like sanded resin. It feels so much nicer in your hand when it's sanded and polished to when it is shiny and it comes out of a mold. It's just got a different feel to it, and I love the tactile feel of sanded resin. I could sit and sand resin all day in the sunshine. And in fact, last week when I was on holiday, I sat there in one day and just sanded resin. I made 3 weeks and I was very happy.
Yeah, no, we're different. Yeah, we're very different.
Again, that's one of the great things about all of this community now. We're all different, and that's the beauties. You might love sanding, other people's like me hate it. I like the effect, I just don't like the work you've got to put into doing it.
Oh no, see, in that summer garden, sitting on a chair in a garden with a puddle of water in front of your bowl and some sanding paper, and you get a suntan and you're still active, you know. I get bored laying in the sun, but I like a suntan, so I need something to do.
But no, we've got some questions coming in already, so if you're happy for me to go through them,
go for it.
Just because otherwise I think we'll be on a 6-hour live, which would be amazing for me, but I know you're pressed for time. But no, Veronica's asking how you keep resin out of your hair. I don't have that problem, so.
Well, I put a mask on and it tends to pull all my hair back anyway, but I do tie my hair up a lot. So just tying it up and putting the mask on, it's not, but my hair falls out. So I do get a lot of hair in my pieces because there's hair everywhere. It just falls out.
Adds to the piece, you know, adds a bit of character.
It does.
A piece of you has gone inside that resin. Priceless.
My hair is firmly in a bun when I'm filming. In a really tight bun.
There we go.
And I look like Gru from the Minion movie.
Well, we'll have to see that on the next video, Claire.
So that's why you never see me with my hair up.
That could be an interesting video now.
I get that a lot in my home channel. I like my hair being down. I guess it's my comfort blanket. I like my hair. I like my hair being down. So in my home channel, when I'm there like huffing and puffing because I'm so unfit and I'm just digging in the garden and someone says, hey, I've got a great idea. You should tie your hair up. And I'm like, that's just a bit radical. Like.
But no, I don't have that problem. I've never had long hair, so I think I'm glad that you two are on the show to answer that one. Sometimes I'll get beard hairs drop out, and they'll drop in the resin, or Reggie will run around. Yeah, there's tweezers for that. You can pluck them. Okay.
I got that hair.
Mary's asking, how long have you both been doing resin on YouTube? Which I think we kind of covered earlier on. I think it was it about 4 or 5 years?
For me, I think it's 6.
7. I think it's 7 this year, isn't it? It's 7 in August.
What, for me?
Yeah, and it's 5 for me.
I don't know, because I thought my last tropical series was last January and it was 3 years ago. So I actually don't know when I started resin.
I'm pretty sure you'd been going at least 2, maybe 3 years before I started.
Right.
And I've been going 5 years this year, I think. So you might be 8 years.
Wow.
Might be.
No, I'm definitely not 8. My channel was 8 years old.
That might be 7 then.
I need to Google on my channel and then go back to the oldest video and find out.
Started in 2016, if that helps, Claire.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So I've got these stats, I have to write them down. I do a bit of research before these lives.
I'm grateful because I don't read my stats. I'm really grateful that you told me everything.
Yeah, there you go. You can get it in a frame now. When do I get 15 million views? Come on. The second part to that question, though, is have either of you ever got to the point where you've wanted to give up?
Yeah. What, give up YouTube or give up resin?
I think both, by the looks of the question.
Not resin. I've got to the point where I wanted to give up YouTube, but that was not YouTube's fault or cropping or hobbying or anything. It was personal circumstances.
Yeah.
That was all. But yeah, no, I just go through it, and occasionally you get the thing, well, I can't think of anything to make, and that just happens, and you're like, okay, come on, just come up with something, for God's sake.
Pick a random mold, blindfold.
Yeah. See if we can do something with this, But not resin. Resin's, I think, always going to be in my life, to be honest with you, since I started. It's so addictive. It really is.
I don't think I'm ever going to give up. That's it. There's always something new to try. And if I watch people like you, then you both come up with new ideas every week. And I'm like, oh, I've got to try that now. Why do you keep trying new products and new molds that I've got to keep trying? But no, it's a great part of the fun. What about you then, Claire?
I don't think I've ever sat there and thought, I really just don't want to do YouTube anymore. It's never crossed my mind. What has crossed my mind is what Wendy said about what am I going to do in March? Like, what am I going to do in July? Like, I tend to run by themes now. So I do get a little bit, sometimes I love Halloween and Christmas so much that come January, I'm a little bit like.
January, is it? It really is. January,
February. It's a tough month because like, Halloween and
winter, you got no enthusiasm for life. Do you know what I mean?
It's not that bad, surely. Reach out next time, Wendy. It'll be okay.
No enthusiasm for anything. Halloween and Christmas, they're just it's such an immersive, creative time.
Yeah.
And I just feel like come January, I'll be honest, I dread January more than I actually end up enjoying January, but I dread January thinking, can I do another year of this? Have I got it in me? Have I even got the ideas for another year? But like you said, Andy, new products come out, new molds come out. We work with we're affiliated to various brands, various companies. They're always bringing out new things. So as much as you think, I don't know if I've got another year in me. That's me. That's what I think. I don't know if I've got another year in me. And then all of a sudden, like Molds and Shapes will send me some new molds. And I'm like, I really do. Like, I can't wait for you to
make more videos.
Yeah, like your brain. And I quite like, sometimes I get in a bit of which is essential, right? Obsession is essential for creativity. Yeah. But like right now I'm in my tropical era because my
That's
brain is
staying
already like, the ideas. Sometimes I go into a theme, whether it's oceans or Halloween, and my brain's not, I'm writing everything down. So I already know I've got enough ideas for the next 3 weeks if I stick to tropical.
Yeah.
But then what do? Do I go to oceans? I've done that before. Do you know? So you're always second guessing yourself, always questioning what your next steps are going to be. Or do I do like Summerween? Do I do a couple of weeks of Halloween, which is Summerween? And then Christmas in July, and then suddenly it's August, and then I can start Halloween in September. So that's where my brain is constantly like,
I think that the beauty of it is, though, you don't have to always have a plan. You know, you can go with something completely unexpected and it turns out to be your best thing.
I don't have a plan at all. That's why I tend to go off in different directions all over the place, because I just don't have a plan.
I have a plan.
A couple of quick shout outs as well, if that's okay. So Renee from Heart Creations just given a super chat. Thank you very much. She's grateful for all three of us. So
yes,
thank you. And also Steph from Highland Homecrafts as well has just sent a super chat.
Wow.
So thank you very much. Don't feel obliged to, by the way, in chat. This isn't about that. It's just about having fun, getting to know the creators behind those lovely hands. So I don't know why I do that every time, but it's it could be a new thing. I'm not
using my hands in today's video.
We're all going to have to start doing that at the start of every video. It might take off. You never know. Well, this is a question for Wendy. What does the name Toonpish mean, and how did you come up with it?
Right. Well, my late husband left. I inherited a cat from my late husband. Her name was Tooneypish because she liked tuna fish. Now I'm allergic to cats, right? But I inherited this cat and she was very lovely. She left me alone. She knew where she stood. Do you know what I mean? But she was lovely. She lived to 24 or something. But anyway, when the internet came round, we was trying to find names for accounts, you know, like you do when in the early days, you know, and everything was gone. Yeah. And my late husband said to me, why not put in Tooneypish? And I said, well, how do you spell that? I'm dyslexic. Right. So I said, how do you spell that? And he said, well, shorten it to Toonpish. So funny enough, every time we had an account, it was Toonpish because nobody else ever had it. So everything,
not every account, by the way, if you're watching this back,
everything.
Don't give away your security on this.
No. Excuse me. Everything was Toonpish. Excuse me, I'm getting over something here. So when it came to a channel, it was automatic because everyone knew me as Toonpish. I had to be Toonpish. And I know it's odd. But the cat was very sweet. Okay, she liked tuna fish. So there you go. That's the story. Excuse me for coughing me hard.
I think Toonpish is a really good, grippy name. I think it's a solid.
It's different. You can remember it easily.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it was either that Rocky Two Shoes, which was the dog, and I thought Rocky Two Shoes was a bit more male. So
yeah,
Toonpish was better than Rocky Two Shoes. It could have been Rocky Two Shoes.
See, I'm actually thinking about rebranding mine because people find it too long. Custom Carving Andy Foxy UK, you know, it's too many words.
Yeah, the abbreviation might work better.
The problem is that's taken a lot of places. So I looked at places like web domains and stuff like that, and you'd be amazed how many of CCUK is taken. And I'm like, really? But really? I couldn't even get a proper email address with it on without setting up a separate domain. So bizarre.
Yes.
I don't know what it stands for in other places of the world, but it must stand for something. Might have to look it up. And Claire, where did Claire's Crafty Corner come from?
I actually can't remember what my channel was called when I first set it up.
Right.
It wasn't Claire's Crafty Corner, and around a year in, I ended up going down. A year or two in, I ended up going more and more resin stuff. So I decided to just change the name now because I actually hit 200 subscribers, and that I literally cried because I was just like, I knew at that point. I knew the minute I hit 200 subscribers that I was reaching people that didn't know me.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just my dad watching. anymore. So for me,
My girls
200
refuse to watch me. They won't watch it. It's so embarrassing.
it was epic. It was just such a momentous time. 200. I couldn't believe I'd got 200 subscribers. And I think when I hit about 400 subscribers, I changed my name to something more permanent. And I put a poll out. I didn't have Instagram. I didn't have TikTok. I didn't know anyone. I put a poll out on my Facebook for just my friends. I was like, I want to do this. And of course, loads of people voted, and Claire's Crafty Corner came out on top. So I just changed it to Claire's Crafty Corner, and yeah, that's where it came from, really.
And somebody's just Googled CCUK, and apparently it's Crohn's and Colitis UK.
Nice.
There we go. So yeah, I might have to think of a new abbreviation as well. There we go.
Yeah,
it's
that's
all fun. Nikki's
bless
put
them.
as well in
I'm not laughing at them, just in case anyone is watching
No,
thinking
yeah,
I'm laughing at
definitely not.
CCUK.
I'm laughing at the fact
I'm
that
not.
that's what my channel could be abbreviated to. That's
Yeah.
all. Nikki's asking Alliance or Horde, so I'm guessing that is World of Warcraft question.
I was Alliance. I was a feral druid, and I absolutely loved it.
I never played it. I've heard of it. Now you're talking about it. It's coming back to me, but I never played it.
My husband still does, actually. He still does play it from time to time. He's on it now, I think. But I've not gone on it since I left that day, deliberately, because I know that if I do, I'll get hooked again and I'll never get anything done. So I deliberately don't. And I do miss it. And I love the sound. Obviously, the sound and the music and everything that you're used to when you're playing it. And it's coming out of his computer, and I'm sitting there staring at it thinking, oh, I should be there.
Well, Nikki's now saying we cannot be friends.
Oh,
she's for the Horde, apparently.
Yeah.
But I haven't got a clue. Have you, Claire, what this is all about?
Sorry. I think when I first met my other half, we was playing Age of Empires on the laptop.
Okay.
And he introduced me to it, and I played Age of Empires for a while. But after about 3 months, I started dreaming. As soon as I'd close my eyes, I'd see elephants coming towards me, like to break my walls down. I was like, okay, I've had enough.
I need to stop that now. Good job it wasn't like zombies and things like that.
Yeah, well, I think when I met Tim, Facebook had just started. Facebook had just launched.
Right.
Or like sooner, just before or just after. I can't remember, to be honest. But then we went into Farmville because sort it out. When Facebook
we all
first
want
came
to
out,
build a farm, let's be honest.
when Facebook first came out, they had a game called Farmville. Honestly, it's quite shocking. Some of my Facebook memories are like, can anyone please give me some strawberries? I'm begging you.
And you just admitted
I'm like,
it now live.
delete. Only 3 more fences to go and I can grow some cabbage. I don't know. But the internet was new. Like, you know, the internet was fairly new. Everything was fairly new. So it was all a novelty, and we didn't last on there. But yeah, no, I'm not really into computer games. Sometimes I wish I was. They seem to just have the best fun.
Yeah. I can't justify spending 600 quid on a games console to go on it once a month.
Is that how much they are?
Yeah, PS5s and things like that. They're about 600 quid now. So
I didn't know that.
Money. I'll buy them for my girls, but I won't buy anything for myself like that because I've got too much to spend on resin.
Yeah, if you're not going to be on it.
All my spare pennies goes on resin and molds at the minute.
Imagine the molds you could get for that money.
That'll keep me in molds for a year, I think.
Yeah.
600 quid. So. Sally's asking, we've already been through this, actually, your favourite piece. So we did that slightly out of order, but we've already gone through that, so we won't go through it again. Lisa C's asking, what's something that you would both do differently if you knew what you knew now?
Good question.
Yeah, it's deep.
Are we talking about life in general? Or are we talking about
I think we're talking about resin and YouTube, but it could be life if you want.
I'd get married 4 times if we.
I wouldn't get engaged 3 times and never married. I'm a jeweler's best friend.
Really good question. What is something I would do differently? I don't know.
This is the quietest I've heard you, Claire, so that's a great question.
Yeah, it's such a good question. Like, I have got some, there are some things I definitely would do differently, and I think you know, I think looking back, I guess I didn't have any conflict. I didn't collaborate with a single channel. Like if I was going to start my channel now, I would be reaching out to channels of a similar caliber, similar numbers to grow together. I didn't do any of that. I think I'd reached 5,000 when my friend in Australia who I watch, she was like, why don't we collaborate? And I was like, are you sure you want to collaborate with me? Because you've got 10,000 subscribers. Because I genuinely thought at the time, 8 years ago, I was like, oh, you know, all the right and wrong things to do is to grow together. And, you know, and that was my first collaboration. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. And I think if I was to start my channel now, I'd maybe hopefully have a bit more confidence to, I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Technically, by being on this live, you're both collaborating with me, and I'm a much smaller channel, so I appreciate that as well.
Yeah, this was 8 years ago. Obviously, I knew nothing then. When I had 5,000 subscribers, I just didn't have any I still don't really have confidence. Like I wouldn't. And again, each to their own, because at the end of the day, if you don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah.
But I still wouldn't to this day email someone with 10 million subscribers and ask them for a collaborate. I just wouldn't do it.
No, me either.
I just wouldn't do it. I haven't got it in me. And I was the same back then.
Yeah.
You know, I was so nervous of collaborating with people. And then I did a collaboration in the early days. I had about 6,000 subscribers and I did a big video and I think 1 or 2 of them pulled out at the last minute. So like I was there talking about their channel and they never showed up. Do you know, like, so I learned a lot in the early days.
Well, I was panicking tonight, you know, that you two wouldn't turn up. I was like, and then I saw that you'd reposted earlier on in the day. So I was like, okay, they're going to be there.
No, because I've got 100 and whatever, but back then I would look at people with 20,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers and think, oh my God, they're huge. They're like big YouTubers. But I don't feel that myself having 135,000 subscribers. I still think you're as big as your views.
Yeah.
So there's no ego to be had. Like if anyone's out here thinking I'm on this many, you know, no, there's no ego because look at my views, right? So I've always said from day one, subscribers are great because they get you seen.
Yeah. And
you get to work with companies, which is such a blessing, right? But actually, you're as big as your views, and I will die on that hill. So my views are averaging anywhere really from 3,000 up to 7,000, sometimes 10, sometimes 17. They're unpredictable. And to me, then, okay, on any given day, I've got 5,000 subscribers. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
But maybe I know that's just me. Whereas, I think, oh my God, how long have I been talking about this question?
We've got a few more to go through. So
what I'm saying is, if you're starting a channel right now, shoot for the stars. Shoot for the stars. Don't hold back. Don't be like me and be just nervous of everything and just feeling that it was like imposter syndrome for the first 5 years, like fully.
Yeah.
Don't be like me. Just shoot for the stars. And if you want to work with brands and you've only got 1,000 subscribers or you feel like you've only got 3,000 or 10,000, email the brands, contact the brands. I just feel like do it. Don't hold back. Because if you don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah, see, you and me are different. We're the same in that respect. I would never go to a company and say, I'm here, can I have something? I wouldn't do it. And you don't do that either. And we're that same thing. But is that beneficial? Probably not. I do you know what I mean? I wouldn't go to a huge channel and say, will you collab with me? I just couldn't do it. I would rather sit in the background and just grow slowly.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. Do you know what I mean? I'm happy with that. I don't want to be a million viewer.
I've only ever once reached out to a brand, and I was everyone was messaging me about 4 years ago. Everyone was messaging me saying, Claire, have you seen the new resin? It's made in the UK. It's a company called Vista. You should try it. And I was like, oh, maybe I should email them and just ask them if I could just try a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I'd never been so nervous in my life. And they said yes. And I was like, oh my gosh, they said yes. I can't believe it. And then I ended up working for Vista for like 2 years, 3 years I was working for Vista.
But that's another one of the beauties. You never know where this could lead as well. And
Yeah,
I think
it's true.
that's where you two are massively inspiring to me, because you've been able to turn it from a hobby and a passion into, I suppose, a livelihood now that you can do full time, which
Yeah.
I think is just amazing, because it gives hope to those of us at the start of the journey that it's possible.
I'm not full time.
No, well, I've heard that the other day as well, actually, but I thought you were. But am I right in thinking you work for the post office as
I'm
well?
a post woman.
Well, interestingly, so was my date at the weekend.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I've got some things I could talk to her about. I'll tell
she's
you.
a postie, so she came knocking at my door. No,
She delivered your mail and you were like, can I
Yeah.
get your number?
special delivery. It needs to be signed for though, but there we go.
Oh my gosh.
Is that your plan long term though, to go full time?
Sometimes I think I would like to, but then it freaks me out because the money is so up and down. I hire my husband to do the part of the editing, and in that respect, the money's kept in the house basically, because then he's got his tax deductible and I've got mine, which mostly goes to the Royal Mail. But so in that respect, I know that my Royal Mail pays my bills, and I'm happy for that security.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at pressure and stress. I'm really not. And if I've got that on my shoulders, I'm not going to be a happy bunny.
Yeah.
So I'd rather go to work for 3 days a week, you know. I know that money's in the bank every week then.
If ever I got to the point where I had a year's bills in the bank paid for, then I'd probably take the plunge.
Yeah, I've said that. Maybe I'll move and then I won't be able to work at Royal Mail because I'll be in a different place. And I don't know, it's just too scary. There was one point where me and my husband, both going to leave work together, and it just it got closer and closer to the point. And I'm like, no.
Sorry, I need to put my light on. I've gone very dark very quickly.
Is it going to rain?
No, this is
Welcome
the light
to the
sprayed
dark
into the back of the house.
Must be the May the 4th week. May the 4th be with you and all that. She's going to come back with a massive lightsaber in a minute and go zoom, zoom.
I don't know if it's going to make much difference because it's going to be behind my head.
Well, we can still see you. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just quickly before we move on to the next questions, because we're getting quite a few coming through, as I thought we would. But there's a couple of people in chat saying they don't think that they'd ever be able to do a video and they can't think of what to say. Just click record. It will flow naturally.
Just the big resin, the big companies that do YouTube just say, start before you're ready. Start before you're ready, and then you can make yourself ready when you're doing it.
And if you need inspiration on how bad they could possibly be, go back and watch my first. From 5 years ago. I look about 12 and I'm just stood there. Don't look happy. And I'm like, hey, everyone, I'm going to be starting a wood carving channel. Please watch and subscribe. And that's literally the whole video for like 1 minute and 20 seconds. So if you're worried about your first video, go back and watch mine, then laugh, and then click record.
That's it. I mean, I cringe at my first one, but you know, it's what it is.
Keep it on there though, because it's great to look back on. I think actually my videos are slightly better now.
I think my advice would be, like Wendy said, my advice, genuinely, hand on heart, I started my channel at 40, and I think, oh my God, like anything is possible. Firstly, you can start whenever you want to start. Yeah. But my advice would also be to be consistent with it.
Yeah.
Consistency is key. And like in the early days, like I collaborated with people. I helped to every now and again I'd do a shout out, and like they didn't post again ever.
Yeah. So
I just think as long as you've got it in your head that you are willing to do this now for potentially the next 5-10 years and do at least a video a week and be consistent, then absolutely go for it. And my best advice, because I've seen so many people talk about the best way to start a YouTube channel. I'm not the best person to ask, right? Because like I said, 135K, there's people out here with 10 million. But if you're going to start a brand new channel right now, my advice would be to bulk film.
Yeah.
So spend a month or two filming videos, have a good stock of videos, 5 or 10 videos ready to go, and then schedule them out. And on your launch day, launch with 5 videos.
Yeah.
They call it a hard launch. So like after your very first video, your people that you've promoted it with, they've got something else to then watch. So, you know, that would be my advice. And then your other 5 videos you could schedule for the next 5 weeks, because that's something I never, ever did. And I was forever chasing my tail. Forever chasing my tail.
I did actually make 8 videos before I put one up, but I didn't do the 5 thing to start with. I just had 8 videos because I figured if it gets to a point when I can't make something or I haven't got the time, then at least I've got that, you know, and eventually it whittled down to like 2 in advance. And then at one point I didn't have any.
Yeah.
And it freaked me out. And then I had to go crazy and make loads so that I could get ahead again.
Yeah.
If I haven't got a couple ahead, then I start panicking.
Same as me. I was so happy a few weeks back. I got to a month ahead in my normal videos, and I was like, "This is heaven! I could get hit by a bus tomorrow and not have to worry." Not that I wanted to get hit by a bus, but now because I've had a few things going off and stuff like that I've had to deal with, I'm only 2 weeks ahead, and I'm starting to panic now because I'm only 2 weeks ahead in my videos. And I'm like, I need to catch back up now, but I can't because of full-time work. So I'm actually going to book a week's holiday in a few weeks just to catch back up to a month.
I have to say, going down to 2 videos a week has been an absolute life-changing, game-changing event.
Yeah.
It has changed everything. Because I don't even know how I was doing 3 videos a week at this point. Like, you know, when I'm sitting there at night scrolling TikTok thinking, I don't have any time to do anything, but I'm here scrolling TikTok for 3 hours.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I did 3 videos a week and my home channel. And it probably was because I was starting to burn out.
Yeah.
And obviously in this last 12 months, I've been more sick than I've been in the last 8 years, right? So I'm like, something's got to give.
You got to have a good balance of life and this.
100%. 2 videos a week it's a sweet spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to put the work in first before you can get to that point as well. And I think that's where sometimes you probably have to do that 2 or 3 videos a week to get to where you want to be. And then you can sometimes go back a little bit.
Well, that's true, because I started doing 1 video a week 8 years ago. Then I went up to 2 videos a week, and I was doing 2 videos a week up until 2021 when I quit my job. And the only reason I started doing 3 videos a week was because I quit my job, right? Yeah. So I was barely earning anything. I was too depressed to go back to work. Not depressed, sorry, that's the wrong word. Too anxious.
Yeah.
I had massive COVID anxiety. Fully didn't expect to live through 2020, but we won't go there. And when they said, right, it's time to come back, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So I said to Tim, look, I'm earning peanuts right now, but if I instead of just 2 videos a week, like I was doing 2 videos a week, working 9 to 5, I had an Etsy. I don't know how I did it all. But then I said, look, I'm going to quit my job, and then I'm going to do 3 videos a week. This will be my full-time gig.
Yeah.
And I promise I will work my backside off, because I didn't want Tim, after however many years at the time, 14, 15 years, to think I'm suddenly just going to quit my job and live off of him. Right. So I was just like, if I can just quit my job and instead of 2 videos a week, I'll do 3 videos a week. And he just said, whatever you want to do, you do it. So that was it. I quit. And then I went to 3 videos a week. So really, I've only been doing 3 videos a week since 2021.
That's still a lot. That's a lot.
It is a lot. Yeah.
It is when you realize that was 4 years ago. I'm like, how?
But at the minute, I try and do 2 a week and my live. And even that, as well as working full time, as well as having a little bit of time with my girls when they're here and stuff like that. That's it, a full-time gig. So I have pre-warned any potential dates of the future that my resin community comes first. So they either love it or they're the wrong person for me. They need to be on board with this journey. And don't get me wrong, if I meet the one that wants me to do this full-time and support me by doing it, great. We'll see. But no, do you know what? As long as you enjoy it and you still enjoy it, that's the key. Because I've met a few people over the years as well where I think they've gone too hard. They've done like 6 or 7 videos a week, and then in a month burnt themselves out.
Yeah.
So I think you've still got to enjoy it and realise how much time the editing is going to take you.
Oh, I'm sticking to my chair. Sorry.
It's the editing. Have you got trousers on, Wendy?
No question. No comment.
I have, by the way. I've got trousers on. But there we go.
I've got trousers on. They're pajamas. They don't match the top, but it's like a work Zoom, isn't it? It's just like pajamas on the bottom half, quite smart, with a necklace on the top half.
Well, that reminds me a bit of when, do you know when we was in lockdown and things
Yeah.
like that? That's what it was like, because I work in quite a professional industry outside of this, and I'm always suited and booted. But the great thing about that, we had a really hot spring, I think it was, that sort of spring, and I'd just have shorts on down below. Nobody'd see it because I'm on camera, so it was fine.
Yeah, I wear shorts at work all the time throughout the winter and everything.
Yeah. So, we've had a couple of people ask, actually. What Sally's asked if you both sell the items you make, and Norma's just asked as well what you both do with all the things that you make.
Well, I do have a website where I put some things up on there, but the thing with selling on a website is they can go all around the world, so I can't really sell heavy things because they cost too much to post. Yeah. So little things tend to go on my website, but I tend to store mine, and then at the end of the year, coming up to Christmas, I have a good rummage through and I send a load to the hospice in the Weald, which is Tunbridge Wells Hospice. Okay. They were brilliant when my husband was ill. So they get a huge packet, anonymous. I don't even let them know. I know they do craft fairs at Christmas, and I just think, well, they consider it their craft fair, you know. So that's what I tend to do. But I do store quite a lot that I really like, you know. But your house will get filled with pieces. It's very difficult because I love so much of what I make, to be honest.
I think I worry about one day it's all just going to fall in on me. Do you know those hoarders programs? Yeah. I'm a bit like that with resin.
Yeah. I mean, I built a double wardrobe in my spare room that I'm using for storage, as well as my craft room. So that's how much stuff.
Yeah.
But it does get to a point where you think, what am I doing? I've really got to sort this out. I've got to do a second-hand mold sale or something, you know, because I forget half of the molds that I've got because they're all stored upstairs.
That'd be a great idea, though, a mold swap.
Yeah.
I think you said that before, Andy, didn't you? I think it's a good idea.
Because we'll all do like 5 or 10 in a particular mold, and then you might get bored of it after doing that. But actually, imagine if instead of having to buy, and especially with your quality ones that cost quite a bit of money, imagine if you could swap one of those for another quality one, never get bored.
No, exactly. I have given some of my really expensive molds away to other people because I've done what I wanted to do with them, but I didn't want them to go to waste, so I've given them away. So, but at least they're getting used, you know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they go in a box, and I don't see them for years.
Some of my earlier pieces are in a box at the minute because I just couldn't find any room for them. And I'm still figuring out what to do with them. But I'm thinking about, again, like you, donating some to some of the causes that are quite close to me, like the RSPCA, things like that, because they could probably do with it more than most. And I think that's a great idea. So
I mean, coming up to Christmas, doing craft fairs, I think is really beneficial. But I work every Saturday, and craft fairs are always on a Saturday. Decent ones around here, anyway. They're always on a Saturday, so I can never get to go to a craft fair.
Is that so that you get your Wally week?
What?
Is that so that you get a Wally week with you working every Saturday?
What's a Wally week?
I've heard, well, again, this could be wrong, might not be in all parts of the country, but the young lady that I met, she's a posting. Apparently, if she does 6 days a week, she gets a Wally week once every 6 weeks, where she gets a week off.
That's one of the new contracts. I'm on a really old. I've been a postman for like 14 years, right? I'm not on a really old contract, but I'm on one of the older contracts, and I only work 3 days a week. Right. But I work long days on those 3 days. So that gives me 4 days. 4 days not to go to Royal Mail. So yeah, I don't know about this Woolly Week, but there are new contracts that are coming out into our depot as well. It's all changing, and it is really confusing.
Yeah.
I had last week off, and I heard so many tales from our postmen every time they come and deliver or collect mail from me. They get it in the air. What's going on? What's this? What's that? What's this? So I know what's going on, but I just haven't experienced it, and it's all changing, and it's scary.
You'll be fine. If you're not, just reach out anytime. I'm happy to talk. Claire, what about you? What do you do with your pieces?
My pieces shamefully build up.
They get moved from one house to the other, don't they, Claire?
Yeah, yes, Wendy. Thank you for helping me move to my new house and packing up all of the things that I've made on my channel for the last 8 years. I appreciate you.
Are you both okay for time as well? Because I know we're approaching that.
Yeah,
hour.
I'm good.
We've had a load more questions. You all right?
Fine.
Okay.
I had an Etsy years ago. Don't know how I did it. I genuinely don't. I had an Etsy. I worked full time. I did 2 videos a week, and I loved my Etsy. I was doing all right. I think I had a few hundred sales before Etsy emptied my inventory. I went away on holiday, and I came back to a completely empty Etsy and an email saying, you know, you've had these items up for so long and they've not sold. So because they haven't sold within this time period, we've emptied your store. If you want them back, it's 20p an item. And I think at the time it was 57 items. And I thought, well, I didn't read the small print, did I? I didn't know that if your things don't sell in 12 weeks, I wasn't just selling like a digital sticker. One, you know, and it's kind of like easier then, right? Because like you could get 100 orders of exactly the same thing. I was selling completely unique, one of a kind things. And of course, a lot of that is not going to sell so fast. So they emptied my store, and I think I just threw my dummy out my pram. I was like, I'm not giving you another 20p per item for 57 items to re-upload.
You clearly didn't market it right the first time, because otherwise it'd have sold.
Right, so I closed my Etsy, and then, why have you closed your Etsy? I said, no, I didn't. You did.
And do you know what's annoyed me recently about Etsy? And I'm not dissing any platform or anything like that, but I've seen products on there which are clearly bought from Temu.
Same.
And that winds me up. You know, if it's genuine handmade, it should be handmade, not bought off Temu and then marketed as handmade. Is one of those things. Okay. Wendy, this is from Sandy. What are your next 2 goals?
My next 2 goals? I would really, I don't know if this is a goal, but I would really, 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 really like a CNC machine.
Okay.
Now, I have looked into them over the last couple of years, and I've got a friend who's Fletch, Smelly Cat Creations, who's got several of them. And I went up there one day, I had never met him. I've talked to him for like 2 years, and I went up there, just show me your CNC machines. And I know it's crazy.
Of course.
It's 3 hours.
Like, nice to meet you too, Wendy.
Don't even ask me for a coffee first. Just look out your CNC machine.
So, I talked it all through with him, and basically to own a CNC machine, you need to have a degree in engineering, because they go wrong a lot. Unless you spend 5 to 10 grand on a really high class one. So maybe one day I'll have 5 to 10 grand to spend on a CNC machine, but that is probably a long way in the distance. I'd really like one. What other goals have I got? I want to have my teeth done. I want turkey teeth.
No, you do not. No, you do not.
Don't.
I want turkey teeth.
No,
yeah, that's about it, really.
Okay, that's interesting. They're an interest. I wouldn't have guessed either of those goals, Wendy. To be fair, but there we go. Turkey teeth and a CNC, and that'd be perfect. Claire, what are yours? Next 2 goals.
My next 2 goals.
Yeah.
Well, I've got some minstrels downstairs, and I'm gonna eat those.
I love that goal.
Right, my YouTube goals are really my home channel. I feel like I feel like I really want to be more consistent on my home channel.
Yeah.
Because I'm loving it. But some weeks are just so bored. Like, I don't do anything. Like, what am I going to film, you know? But mostly I want to be more consistent on there, because I was post my idea for my home channel is to post once a week. And what's happening is I'm posting one Sunday, then I'm posting the next Sunday, then the next Sunday, nothing much happened. And like this week, we've had the wedding, like my husband's daughter got married. It's been a hectic week, so I didn't post on Sunday. So I don't like that inconsistency. I don't like it, because I'm forever like, sorry guys, no video tonight, da, 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 da. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because if I'm watching people that I really, really love and they do that to me, I don't like it. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean no video? I've been waiting. Not that anyone feels that way about me, but
you feel hurt, don't you? You're expecting it at a certain time, certain day, you switch on and it's not there and you're like,
yeah. And they're like, sorry, taking a break this week. Like, no, absolutely not. No. And like I said, I don't know if anyone's feeling that way about me, but I like consistency. Yeah. So that's my next goal for my home channel. For Claire's Crafty Corner, I mean, just to still have the same friends coming in on a regular basis is enough for me, honestly. Yeah. I don't have any dreams or goals of reaching 150 or reaching 300,000 or going viral. In fact, going viral is my worst nightmare.
Okay.
I don't think people understand the damage.
Yeah, I agree, actually.
The damage that can be caused to your channel by going viral, I don't think people understand it.
No.
So going viral is not something I've ever. Don't get me wrong. I'd like the check at the end of the month. I'd like that money in my bank at the end of the month, right? Because like, I think 1 million views is like 5,000. Yes, please. But to me, that would be way too much pressure for me if I had a video go viral.
Yeah.
Because the chances of you then having a successive, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Video. The chances of that going viral are slim to none. So then all of a sudden your channel will drop back down again, and you'll just, for anyone who's got a YouTube channel, you'll know as well, Andy, and Wendy, when you go into your YouTube studio and it's like a report card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it. I don't care.
I'm always the
I don't want to
kid
see
at the
it.
minute. I'm like, where's the views?
For anyone who doesn't have a YouTube channel, every time anyone uploads a video, you've got YouTube Studio. So you go into your YouTube Studio and they'll have things there like, oh no, this video is not doing as well as the last video.
Yeah.
What do
10
you
off
think?
10.
Yeah. What do you think went wrong? I don't want I am just not interested. Thank you very much. I'm here for me. I'm here for my community. I'm here for my friends. I'm here to enjoy it. I don't want to be back at school. I don't want this regular report card and it's every single video. Don't get me wrong. When I see the green arrows up, I like it. But right now, that's rare. Like, I am barely getting green arrows up.
But the thing
that's
is,
why I just don't look.
The more you've got on your channel, the less likely you are to have a green up arrow, because it's mathematics. It's diminishing returns. So if you've got loads of videos that are really high, the chances of you getting above that and getting that green arrow up is getting slimmer and slimmer.
Yeah. And hence why I don't want a viral video, right? I've got 8 years worth of videos and people are still watching. Like even today, I got a comment on a video that was 5 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if you've got a back catalogue,
you still get views.
You still get the views and you still get your finances kind of like just plod along.
When you put a new one up, YouTube will see how that one is doing and then push out your older content as well.
Yeah.
So you get more views on older content. So
don't get me wrong, I'm not anywhere near the size of you two ladies. In a complimentary way, the size of my channel before I get any hate. But do you know what? Even I get that. So some of my old videos now, they get like 3 or 4 views in a week. I'm like, why somebody decided to watch that one? And not necessarily my new ones. And I'm like, why is this one suddenly taking off? And I'm like, I can't figure it out. But that's why, isn't it? They're constantly circulating it.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, you need to, for anyone watching who's got a channel and is worried about their views, please look at my views. And secondly, it's not about subscribers, right? So you could have 10,000 subscribers and get 9,000 views per video and easily earn more than me.
Yeah.
You understand? Because you get paid on views. So, you know, if you've got a channel of 2,000 subscribers and you get 2,000 views per video, you're already doing better than me.
Yeah, doing amazing at that. And that's
that's incredible. What viewer retention? You're getting all of your subscribers to watch. Guys, 130,000 of my subscribers don't watch me on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And I mean, you remember saying about Jedrick29T? Is that his
name? Yeah.
Jedrick29.
He's got 2.2 million subscribers, and his videos get about 30,000 views per video. So it's not how big your channel is; it's who is watching and for
absolutely.
How long.
And it's still 100%. Interesting. If you look at your analytics, how many are still new? That's what surprised me. So that shows you it's not just your subscribers that are watching. It's normally more new people that are watching than your subscribers.
Exactly.
Yes, same. Yeah.
So, okay. So the next one was from Sandy St. Clair. What is your next class?
I haven't booked one yet. I really, really want to do some wet felting.
Wet felting? Is that like wet needle felting? I don't know.
Wet felting is like it's basically you get your raw felt. Is it called raw? Your raw wool. Sorry.
Okay.
Now, you get your raw wool, like just shredded wool, and you put it down onto your plastic sheet, and then you spray it down with water and fairy liquid, and you rub it all together and smush it all together, and basically wetting the raw wool over and over and over and matting it in with other raw wool. That's actually really hard to say.
Yeah.
Raw wool.
Especially after a few pints.
It turns into felt.
But yeah.
It turns into felt.
Wow.
And then you just like layer it up. Like, I don't actually know what you do because I've never done it. But you layer it up and then it dries out. You can mold it into a purse or a bag or something. I don't know. I'd love to do that.
Sounds interesting, definitely.
Yeah. Not something I'd ever do a video on though.
And then you could put it in resin afterwards, and then you've got the complete circle. Veronica's asking, do you think there's still room for new resin YouTube efforts?
Yeah,
always.
Yeah, I think it's always growing. You know, resin. I looked at it. The past 3-4 years, it's just grown year on year on year, and I think YouTube's also growing year on year on year, and therefore there's always going to be an audience. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chippy, who I think you know as well, Claire, is asking, where is her Christmas tray? Did you promise Chippy one? Or?
It's here. It's here. It's here.
There you go. That was a new.
Somewhere.
I think that was probably quite one between the two of you.
Chippy, yes, I am.
There we go. Alison's asking, can you advise what is the best mask to use as she wants to try resin this summer?
There's masks have numbers, right? They're in categories, right? And I think it's H2 PE or something.
P3.
P3, thank you. H2 P3. As long as your mask is H2 P3, that's what you need. It's against dust and gases.
Yeah.
So that's all. That's all you need to check. Thank you. Sorry.
The mask I've got is the ellipse. I was going to say total eclipse. Ellipse.
Total eclipse of the heart.
Turn around. Okay, the ellipse half mask from Wix's.
Okay.
That's the one I wear at the moment, which I absolutely love, but you can't buy the refills. Well, you can, well, supposedly you can take them out, but you know what? I can't find them anywhere to buy. So I've taken that off of my YouTube because I don't want to say, oh, go and buy this because it's really good, but I don't know where to get the refills for it. So anyway, I just bought a new mask last time.
Is try different ones as well, because there's a big difference in comfort. I found some of them are sort of harder with the straps, if that makes sense, and they sort of dig in after like 20 minutes. Others feel slightly softer on the straps and they don't dig into your face.
Yeah, you got to have it airtight to your face. That's the one.
Yeah, I pull mine so tight. I'm literally left with the mark for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you answer the door to the postman and he thinks you're Breaking Bad and then he calls the police. It's great fun.
Hello, Heisenberg.
This is not what it looks like, postman.
Definitely. Marva's asking, are there any new products that you would love to see made that aren't out there yet?
Oh.
What, we're going to be inventing things now, do you
think? I was going to say, I wouldn't tell you I'd go and make it.
It's a secret.
New products that I'd like to see being made.
Yeah, somebody to make it for me. That would be good.
Have
a machine, a robot. Robots.
I've got an idea I'm happy to share if anybody wants to steal it and actually make it happen. Do you know how most of us have got a small workstation like that behind me? I think somebody should invent just a bog standard rack that can fit on a small workstation with pull-out trays so that you can just do one piece, put it in there to cure, and you can work on the next piece. So simple, but I haven't seen one. And do it with like a leveling table inbuilt, so you know it's always level.
They've got racks like that in. You can get get them.
I was going on Dragon's Den next week, but that's okay.
In a storage unit, you know, like canteens use those trays that go in storage and out, right?
Dinner trays.
The storage, you can get storage like that, and a lot of people in America apparently use those storage things with the trays that you can put out and put your resin in. So it's a similar thing, but it's not on the wall.
Yeah, but everything is bigger and better in America, and their craft rooms are bigger than my whole house.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Eric is asking as well, what is the best product of 2025 so far, in your opinions?
Ooh.
Interesting.
Oh, I like the rechargeable UV resin lamp from Let's Resin. It's just so easy. Yes, that.
I can't wait for that to come out and be available in the UK.
I love it. Because you can position it where you want it. Don't get in the way. You ain't got to worry about leads.
Yeah.
They're simple. Love it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Wendy. Products I've tried, though, I've enjoyed the PowerTex. I did enjoy the PowerTex.
I saw some of those. They look great.
I have.
We can get disgustingly messy together. What else? I don't know. I've lost my, you know the Let's Resin UV double-sided. I've lost the acrylic plate.
Damn.
Oh, I can cut you one of those.
Yes, Andy.
I've not tried it yet. I've just got it. So
you'll love it. I've lost the acrylic plate when we moved house.
Right.
I never found it again. I don't know what happened to it.
Going to cut you acrylic plate.
I was going to say, get a standard 4 mil.
Lothian will.
I have got an X tool, but I haven't got clear acrylic.
You can order clear acrylic. I used to do.
Sorry, guys. Chat away to yourselves. I'm just like. This should be a WhatsApp.
You can't laser cut clear acrylic because the laser just goes straight through. It won't cut it. But Lothian's got your CNCs, hasn't he?
Yeah, Moray.
Yeah, Moray. Yeah, sorry, Lothian. Yeah, he can cut one for you.
Or you can buy. I don't know the exact size because I haven't opened it yet. But I reckon it's probably an A4 size. Looking at the size of the lamp.
It is an odd size. I don't think it's A4.
Yeah, it's that square. I did message our Let's Resin rep, but she said they don't sell them separate. So I figured I'd just have to get an acrylic. But as soon as she sent this, I was like,
No,
If you measure the gap, what it slides into, you can buy acrylic at that particular mill.
Yeah.
And then you can just cut it down with even a hacksaw or a bandsaw to the right size.
Well, you can score it and snap it
Yeah.
easy enough, but then it'll have sharp edges, and that's all nice and rounded.
There you go.
You'll love it. You will love it, Andy. It is such a fantastic lamp.
Yeah, it
Well,
is.
you know what? I've been put off UV sometimes because I've been using those cheap, horrible ones from Temu, if I'm being honest. And I think they actually cause curing problems where it doesn't properly cure it. And that's why I'm looking forward to that, because it's more powerful.
Absolutely.
And hopefully it should transform my UV work.
I hated UV resin for a long time because I was using the wrong lamps. I hated it, and I had this love-hate relationship. I liked the fact that it was quick, but they were always sticky, or I had to put them in the sun. It was never good enough for me. So, but yeah, now we've got these lamps. Oh, it's so much better. I love UV now. So quick. Sorry.
Well, I'm looking forward to experimenting with it again, because as you know, I like to mix and match different resins and different materials together. And I think that opens up a whole new world. So it should be exciting. Wendy's asking, not this Wendy, I think another Wendy in chat. Do you like your new craft room, Claire?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I'm in the attic. I'm in the attic, right?
Yeah.
So I have cracked my head off of this multiple times.
Ah, beams.
Yeah, like I've got beams, I've got cross beams, and like, I'm short, but my spatial awareness is just lacking, and every now and again, I'm like, I can't tell you what I say out loud.
Shizzles.
Oh, my shizzles, yes. But what I've got one of my camera holders is here. So actually that does help, because I pull it round right in front of me. This is how I film. Like it's right in front of me, showing my phone down. And it's just a handy to have that beam there, because that just works really, really well. Yeah. But every now and again, I'm like, who put that there? Other than that, I'm liking it. I've got a lot more room in this craft room than I had in the last craft room.
Looks spacious.
It is a lot more spacious, but equally it is in the attic of the house. So when I moved in, someone actually mentioned it. I can't remember who mentioned it, but someone said to me, are you sure the attic room is going to hold all of your stuff? Do you need to get the floors reinforced? Well, then I couldn't sleep for a week. And I was like, well, the previous owners actually used this as a bedroom, right? But it's not a legal bedroom in the UK. There's a legal requirement for certain fire escape elements and height and all of that, right? So I actually got, I think it was like the third or fourth week here, I got a structural engineer, paid for a structural engineer to come and tell me if it was going to be okay to be used as a craft room, because obviously, like I've got my units all the way around, right?
Yeah.
And
wow, so neat.
It's all over there, but you're not it's off camera. And he basically went into the crawl space. So I've got like in the stairwell, I've got the eaves, and then over there I've got the eaves. So he went into the crawl space to look at the structure of how the attic room was put together. He said, obviously, there's no bounce. It's quite solid. Just don't continue to bring stuff up. And he looked around and he said, what you've got in here today is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But you can't continue to just keep bringing stuff up here.
No CNC machine in there.
No heavy machines. Like, don't think you can start putting bookcases in here and filling. Like he said, what you've got up here is okay, but that's enough. So that has made me eternally conscious now of what I do.
Not falling through the ceiling.
Basically not falling through.
Having a party in your room then?
Yeah, no.
I was going to say, where's the invite? We can have a resin party around Claire's.
Like, I said to because I was in touch with the previous owner. I'm still in touch with the previous owner. And I said to him, like, oh, we've had a structural engineer around and he said like his son lived perfectly happily in this room for 24 years, 6'5" rugby player with a big bed and a wardrobe and he's fine, like that, everything was fine.
Yeah.
But I still can't help thinking, like, I can't bring my X1, my X tool, I can't bring that up here.
Yeah.
Because it's heavy. I've got my heat press here, which is really heavy, and I feel like I want to take that back downstairs. So I'm super conscious. So I didn't mean to go off on a massive long dissertation on that question, but I'm loving the new room. However, I still feel like there's limitations.
Okay.
I need to move house.
I think speaking to lots of different creators, though, we all feel like that, no matter how much space we've got. So try and maximize it. And I know it's like, Wendy, I see your craft space, and I'm so envious of those foam things where you put everything so neatly on the wall. I'm like, one day I'll get to that stage.
You know why I do that? To maximize this piddly little room. Honest to goodness, it is tiny.
Well, mine's literally a third of my living room. That's it. This is my living room. I've got a third of it dedicated to resin. I've got another third where I've got a spin bike and weights just to try and keep the midriff gone. And then the middle third is actually my living space. So, yeah.
Yeah, this used to be the dining room. No dining room anymore.
Crafting's more important than eating.
Absolutely.
Colleen's asking, how does anyone do their first video?
It's such a hard one, because we are going to say just do it, and I know that's not helpful. No. My advice would be, firstly, film on your phone. Your phone is fine, right? Because phones are what? Film on your phone. Get one of these from Amazon, these clippy things, to grab your phone and hold your phone directly above your table. This just clips onto the wall here. Up here, I've got a few more clipped on here above my window on wood, and use that to hold your phone directly over your desk, and then film.
And you can get free software. I started with free software. There's plenty of free software out there to edit. And I started with free, and it took me about 3 different programs before I found one that I could actually use and learn that was simple enough and for me to understand, because I was old. But it got me going, and then I a little while down the thing, I ended up buying a Mac, going from a PC to a Mac, and then it wouldn't work, so I ended up buying a different program. But the free one on the PC worked brilliantly to start with for about a year.
Well, I spoke to somebody the other day, and they edit all of their videos just in YouTube Studio.
No, there you go then.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to do that.
I wouldn't, to be honest.
I go on to YouTube Studio to edit something of mine, and it says can't do that. It's too many layers. Okay.
I was my previous job. Obviously, most people know I was working in education, and I was an autism advisor for 15 years, right? And it's because of that job that I learned how to film and edit.
Yeah. Because
actually, we would always, every single term, every school term, we would run assessments on the children. Everything, because they were autistic. I worked early years autism, so we would always assess their social communication, emotional regulation, and all of that. And we would use video as an assessment tool.
Yeah. And
then at the beginning of working with the child, we would start some video interactions with the parent, myself, and the child. And then a year later, we'd give everything to the parents on a DVD to show the progression.
Yeah.
So and we used to do something called music interaction, which was the best thing ever. It makes me emotional thinking about it, because I do miss my job. I miss the children. I miss the families. It was such a rewarding job. Anyway, we used to film. So every child, and this was all for free. This was East London. Every parent got everything for free. They got the training for free. The child got everything for free. No parent had to pay. And they had music interaction, and it ran for 6 weeks. And the musicians would be there with their guitars, and they would just sit and wait for the children to engage. And we used to film it. We filmed everything that child did in those 6 weeks. We would put it in a DVD, edit it down, and give it to the parents.
Yeah.
That's where I learned how to edit. And that's the same program I still use today. And that is power director.
Not heard of that one.
No, it's an old fogey's. But it's what I knew. It's all I knew. If someone said to me now, "Oh, Claire, you have to go and you have to start using Final Cut Pro," I'd quit.
No, you wouldn't. I love Final Cut Pro.
I would hire someone I would pay someone to teach me how to do it.
I'll teach you.
And the other thing I would just add to that is don't panic about your editing at the start, because there's some channels out there where they've got loads of subscribers and views, and there's actually a couple of different how to grow YouTube channels that are saying raw, unedited is the way to go in 2025, because people want to feel like they're connecting with you and it's not fully edited. So there's that side of the fence as well. So just don't panic. Click record, whatever happens, you know?
Yeah, YouTube are pushing out longer form content. They're liking the longer videos. But also, if you want to grow your channel and you want people to actually sit and watch your videos, then I would stay away from shorts, because shorts are going to get you perhaps mega view, you can get mega views on shorts. But you're drawing in a crowd that are only watching you for that 30-second clip.
Yeah.
They're not the people that are going to come back and watch your 25-minute video. So you need to think about what it is you really want and who you want as your audience, right? So I think if you're just starting out, shorts are great to get you seen, but then you could have 10, 15,000 subscribers just because of shorts.
Yeah.
And as soon as you start putting longer form content out, no one's going to come and watch that, because actually the audience that
they've got a 30-second span.
They're only here for 60 seconds. Thank you. Yeah.
No, it makes sense. And Dan just put in comments there as well. He does all of his editing on his phone as well. So you don't need to overcomplicate it, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, I overcomplicate it.
Don't worry about it.
Depends what you want long term. You can go from 0 to having your silver play button in 6 months with shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're people that, like you said, only stay with you for 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Do you want gold?
Hard to build a community, I think, with shorts.
Goldfish people. Sorry?
I think it's harder to build a community with shorts as well, where you get genuine interaction from people.
Yeah, it's a TikTok world, isn't it, for youngsters? It depends on what sort of age you're aiming for as well. I don't think youngsters have the attention span to sit through half-an-hour videos.
Yeah.
Unless they're watching it on now available. What is it, 5 times speed? YouTube allow you to watch a video at 5 times the speed.
Which is funny if you want to hear somebody sound like a chipmunk as they're doing a tutorial.
Yeah, it's true.
But no, I'd also say to those of you that want to support the people that have done the video as well, just that's still better than watching it and skipping all the way to the end, you know, for the algorithms purposes.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to watch lots of videos at once and you haven't got much time, then do this fast forward thing rather than just skipping to the end.
Yeah.
It helps a lot.
Yeah.
So
sorry, I've just seen a question. Sorry, Andy, I've just seen a question like from Resin Texas.
Okay.
How do you do that? How do you film in real time when you have to wait 4 hours for a cure? But I would say to Resin Texas that you're basically, if your phone is here, right, filming directly down, you just press record when you're mixing the resin, and when it's time to pour it, then you press stop, and then that's it. Then once you've poured it, you go away, you go downstairs, you do whatever, and then you come back up in 4 hours, and then you press record when it's time to demold. So you're definitely not going to sit there. Instead of having to edit, if you didn't want to edit, this is what I'm talking about. If you didn't want to edit loads of film, you're really just then going to press, if you want to, press record and stop at the key moments. Or, like Andy said, press record, film the whole thing. It could take you 30, 40 minutes to put it all together. Then the next day when you come and demold, just add that onto the end.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You're not going to sit there for 24 hours with your camera on whilst it cures. Take you forever to do like a bloom or something like that, and then wait for 24 hours for the thing to actually. Although that'd be interesting to maybe do on a live and see what audience you got over 24 hours. You've heard of watching paint dry. Let's watch resin cure. But who knows? That could be a future video. But yeah, you're right. I think you know, it's just about common sense. And again, you don't need to be a fancy editor. Some of the biggest videos out there on YouTube are the ones that aren't edited at all. And if you enjoy it, you eventually will get beautifully edited videos like Wendy's and Claire's. But it takes time to learn.
For me, I've just seen a question about length as well. So, like, for me, I personally aim for a 20-minute or less video. But that's only because I don't think people want to watch me for longer. And I also think that there are some things I just can't drag out. I can't drag it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll put out a 12-minute video and I'll feel so bad about it. But there's no possible way of making that video any longer.
No.
Right?
Yeah,
so,
I agree totally. You've got to aim to, I think, about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. I think 17 was really the sweet spot according to YouTube, 17 minutes. But 15 to 20 minutes, anything under 10 minutes, you can't monetize if you're monetizing a channel. Is it 9 minutes or 10 minutes?
8.
Oh, is it 8 now?
In the mid-roll ads, it's 8.
Oh,
what,
okay.
long-form content?
Yeah.
It's got to be at least 8 minutes to be able to have a mid-roll ad in there.
Yeah, they keep changing it. It used to be 10, but now obviously
I thought they'd stopped all of that. I thought any videos can be any length to monetize.
Oh, it can be monetized, but it's having one in the middle.
The mid-roll.
Oh, gotcha.
The mid-roll, it's got to be 8 minutes. But where was I? I've forgotten where I was now.
No, but like that's what I mean. I think it's really individual choice on how long your videos are. Yes. Because I also think you could get disheartened real quickly. You could put your whole heart and soul, your whole everything. You could pour everything you've got into one video that's 35 minutes long, and people don't like it, or you know, it's. I think you've just got to play it by ear and see how you feel.
The thing that I find really odd is that I will make a video that I think isn't as good.
Yeah.
And it goes mental.
Yeah, same.
And then I make one that I've put so much effort into.
Same.
And nobody watches it.
Yeah.
And then what's all that about then?
I don't know if you saw it, but I did an ostrich egg. I filled it with resin and then carved it and made it into a lamp.
Oh, wow.
That took me a week to do.
Wow.
And it's got I thought this is going to be it. This is going to be the big time. Everybody's going to love this. It was my favorite piece. And then I think it's still only got like 380 views. And then I've done like a balloon video that I didn't think was that good. And that's got like 3,000 or 4,000 views. And I'm like,
yeah, it's strange.
It's unpredictable. It really is truly unpredictable. I think everyone is there for a reason as well. I think your audience and your friends and your family who watch you are with you for a specific thing.
Yeah.
And it's almost the same as if on Claire's Craft Corner, if I then went and did a video like day in the life of a resin artist. Trust me when I say I'd get 300 views.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because actually no one's here for that.
Yeah.
No. They're there for what they want to see.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. You put something personal out, don't, because no one cares. And I don't mean that in a bad way. People do care. But that's not what they're here for.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas I have my home channel. I will direct people over to my other channel for anything that's more personable. Personable. What's the word?
Personal. Mary from Jelly Bean Crafts as well is just saying she wants to give a big thank you to Wendy and a koala hug for watching her first video and giving her a push to keep at it. She's just hit 5K subscribers today.
She's really good, Mary. She is so sweet, and I
love some of her videos as well.
And her editing is getting up there as well. I mean, she started with good editing, so yeah, she's amazing. You're welcome, honey.
Is that Jelly Beans?
Yeah, she's coming on the show as well in a few weeks.
Oh my gosh, good, because I'm telling you what, her voice.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
I wish I had that voice.
Right. And her editing. So I just watched, and this is going to sound really, really bad because I actually didn't leave a comment because I just finished watching it before I came on to see you, Andy. I just watched her latest video.
She says she's going to cry now.
No, but do you know what it is? There's something about Jelly Beans Crafts that I'm just finding so nostalgic and soothing.
Yes, I agree.
I can't explain it.
Very talented.
If you watch Jelly Beans Craft's latest video, using the chrome powders on a coaster and using UV resin dots in a spiral, there's just something nostalgic, and I would put money on it that Mary is some form of teacher or she's in some kind of care role.
Yeah.
Because it was like being spoken to in the softest. I can't explain it. You have to. I can't explain it. But I didn't leave a comment, and for that I am sorry. But I did watch every single minute of the video. Watching every minute of the video means more than actually leaving a comment. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No.
I will go back and leave a comment, but there's something about Mary. Stop it.
Now that's a film.
It's the way she's describing what she's doing.
Yeah.
In the softest, most gentle way.
Yeah.
That I just feel like absolutely anybody could go and watch Mary's channel and do exactly like, I can't explain it. Just go watch Mary. There's something about Mary.
I would say the same about your voice, though, Claire. I would love to have your voice on my voiceovers because it's just engaging. You want to stay listening.
Oh, thank you.
Claire is really good at talking.
Yeah,
really good at
talking.
All right,
Wendy. What were you saying? Sorry.
But that's the thing. And the way you do your voiceovers, I can't do that. I have to do it as I'm doing the project because if I try and do a voiceover, it just sounds absolutely rubbish.
Oh, okay. This is how my voiceovers go. I get my mic, right? Testing 1, 2. If I'm in a positive, if it's 28 days of the month, I can do my voiceover from start to finish.
Okay.
Then there's a period of about 4 or 5 days a month where I am heart palpitations, anxious, in my own head, due on my period, PMSing. Too much information, guys, but that's life, you know. Everyone has a mama, right?
Caring is caring, yeah.
And I can't I can't at that point do voiceovers. I will start my voiceover and I'll be effing and I will be blinding. I will be self-doubting. I will be like, I can't even do this properly. I can't even speak properly. I'm irritated with myself. And there are times where my voiceovers are a 20-take voiceover. And those are the times where I try not to film. That's the honest truth. And everyone thinks I'm chirpy all of the time. But that's because I would never come on here and be like, guys, I'm really, really angry today. I've got PMS. All right. So just mix your resin.
This is going to be an angry resin coaster.
Just do it. All right. Like, I just wouldn't. No one wants to hear that. Right. So what I'll do is I will make sure that when those few days of the month where I'm in a pit of absolute bleak.
Yeah.
I don't even think I've got PMS. I think I've got like PMDD. Like, it's bad. When I'm in that pit, I don't film and I don't voice over because I can't physically do it. I can't do it.
I see. I have that all the time.
Wendy, no, you don't.
I do. Honestly, I can. If I'm in a role, what I tend to do at the moment is I talk and 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 I stop. And I talk and I talk and I talk and then at the end of the video, when I think I've got all the way through it, I'll go back to the beginning and I cut out all the all the ahs, all the spaces, all the breaths, all the wrong words, or the misspells, or anything, and go over that bit and over that. It takes me hours. I am useless. I really am.
Oh. I'm going to get better, though. I'm going to get to the point where I can do a voiceover as well as you, Claire. That's my challenge I've set myself for the next 6 months. And then I'm going to get my editing to do as good as your editor, Wendy, in your final video.
I don't mind helping teach you. I ain't got a problem with that.
Honestly, 98% of my voiceovers now are one take.
Really?
Wow.
But that comes with the comments. Oh my God, you talk too much. Oh my God, your voice. I can't listen to you. I can't listen to you.
That's fine. Just click mute. Carry on watching.
What with your hands and your voice? Oh, I just can't. I can't. I'm like, all right, bye. It's been fun, this relationship.
I think most people find it. most people find it fun and infectious, I think, with your
Thank
voice.
you,
When people ask
Andy.
me,
Yeah,
I love it. So, and you know, if I'm feeling a bit down, I'll put one of your videos. Oh, there's other artists as well. So I've seen Kernix is in chat as well. Their banter, it's just like a married couple, but their banter is amazing. Again, they make me smile every time I watch one of their videos. But it's the same with yours, Claire. If I'm feeling a bit meh, I can't do this today, I'll put one of your videos on, gets me in a good mood again, and then off I go.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm just conscious of the time. We've still got loads of questions to go through. So I'm going to try and blitz through them a bit quicker. So Sherry Hart has just said, thanks to me, because it's the lives and the guests on them. So thank you to all the guests as well. That has encouraged her to finally set up a YouTube channel. So that is amazing. And that's why we all do this. Lisa's telling me off for not sticking to all the questions that have been sent so far. So I need to get sticking to it. Sorry, Lisa. She will tell me off. Paula is asking, when are you able to ship to Northern Ireland again, Wendy, or are you?
Well, it's all down to the rules. It's down to the rules, okay? It's not my choice. Officially, I can't, but I consider Northern Ireland to be in the in the UK, right? It is part of the UK, but it's also part of Europe, right? This is because of this weird situation. It is what it is. It's not my choice. So personally, I do ship to Northern Ireland, but it says on my website that I can't because it's against the rules. But I don't think a parcel going from the UK to Northern Ireland, bearing in mind we're both in the UK, will get searched at customs.
No,
are you with me? So I don't have a problem with sending to Northern Ireland. I don't have a problem with sending anywhere. I just get scared about all the regulations and everything because the EU have put this regulation on anyone selling anything to do with art and craft, any Etsy, eBay, anything, any personalized things that are made have to go through a system where you have to have a representative in the EU to vouch for your item. And I don't have a representative.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
EU. This is to do with Brexit. And apparently our government are trying to sort that out. But it came in on the 12th of December or 13th of December. And at the moment, it stands that I don't have a representative, so I can't sell to those countries. However, Emma is going through all the paperwork for her pigments. And she has a representative in the EU, and she is nearly at the stage where she can go back to sell in the EU. So I just thought I'd let you know that. There you go.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't know any of that, to be honest. I've just been seen as well. And also thank you, Paula, as well, because after this live, I've got my first happy mail from Paula to open. So I don't know what it's going to be. So that's going to be exciting. Veronica's asking us all to think about senior citizen centres as well when we give any treasures away, because she volunteers with senior citizens' homes, and it's a huge thing when they give them out at Christmas. That's a good idea.
That's a good idea, actually.
That's lovely.
Yeah,
I like that. If you were to sell your pieces, where do you think you would go and do it now?
Car boot.
Yeah, craft fair.
Really?
I think craft fair.
For me,
you'd get more money at a craft fair than you would at a car boat.
Yeah, but the insurance, the creator insurance that you've got to get to make sure that, oh my gosh, car boot, mate, £1 a piece.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So you buy one, you get one free over here.
It's bureaucracy, isn't it? That's what it is.
And £2 for £1. I'll be honest, at this stage, I've got so much stuff. It's in my best interest if I car boot.
Yeah.
I don't have to pay, £2 for a pitch. That's it. I don't have to worry about craft fair fees, and then I don't have to worry about creator insurance, because you need insurance if you're going to craft fairs. You need insurance for everything,
Car boots. I've not even thought of that, because I just thought you just get the 10p brigade coming round wanting everything for 10p. That's what I did
That's
last
true.
time. I did
Yeah, that's
Friday.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, you do get that.
And then even
When
if you're
you
nice
sell
and
it
you
for
do a pendant for
10p,
£1, it'll be like 10p, please. No, mate, go away. God.
absolutely not.
Okay. Sandy's asking as well, what's the secret to being engaging and keeping people watching?
Sense of humour.
Okay.
I think that's quite big, actually.
I
think if you can keep things light-hearted and funny, then that does you wonders. Really does.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think you have to have a certain level of energy.
Yeah.
It's like, it's in a way, it's like being a public speaker. If you've ever worked in a school, or if you've ever worked in a place where you have to give a what's the word, place? Menopause.
Speech.
Oh,
Speech.
speech.
That if you have to
Presentation.
stand up and point at a
Present.
slideshow, any kind of public speaking, if you've ever had to speak in front of other people, you need to have a level of engagement. Otherwise, the people at your talk are gonna not engage, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to be happy. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying you have to want to do it. You have to really want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm also not saying you have to have a hyper level of energy. You don't have to be bouncing off the walls.
But
Like,
you have to
come on.
you want to be doing it.
There are a lot of people that have YouTube channels that are really soft-spoken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, hello. Look at Jelly Bean.
Yeah.
Look at Jelly Bean.
Yeah.
She's like the ASMR.
Yeah.
She's like this. She's like the Zen. She's like I can't explain it. You have to go listen to Jelly Bean's crafts. She's like a Zen teacher.
Yeah.
And then she pulls you in with those AI kittens or puppies on every video as well.
No.
They're
Yeah,
amazing.
they was in a car on this one.
Yeah. But there we go. Chippy's asking, do you think Instagram is just as good a platform as YouTube for posting videos?
No.
No.
It used to be. It used to be when I joined it. It wasn't videos, and it was just pictures, and it was brilliant. And now, unless you do reels,
Yeah.
Chippy's also asking me, specifically to me, do I think Chippy is male or female? Chippy, I know you're female now. I know at the start I referred to you a couple of times as a male, and for that I apologise. But I now know that you are female, Chippy. So there we go.
I think it depends it depends how big your channel is. I'll be honest, I have not really grown on Instagram in all the years. And I haven't got the energy. So for example, I don't know if Daniel Cooper's here, but Daniel Cooper, if you look at Daniel Cooper's YouTube channel, TikTok and Instagram, he's huge on everything.
Yeah.
It's very rare to be able to succeed in multiple platforms.
and to have the time to do it. He's brilliant and be able to do that.
I don't know how he has the time to do it. Like, he's a legend. He's an absolute
Yeah,
legend. But it's very rare to find someone like Daniel Cooper who's actually huge on he's massive on TikTok. He's got a huge Instagram following. And
there we go. Dan is still in chat, so he's just put Reels is better than TikTok.
Yeah, literally. Okay, Instagram Reels. Yeah. So if you know, that's the thing. If you know what you're doing, Instagram Reels is very much like a TikTok. It will get you seen.
Yeah. It's no point in putting pictures on Instagram anymore. In fact, I've stopped near enough because people won't see them unless they're videos.
Yeah. No, but interestingly, TikTok I'm finding is still growing pretty well. So I've only just started posting stuff on TikTok, and that seems to be growing quicker than Insta for me, massively.
Oh,
but
it will.
Whether it's real or not, I don't know, but I'm hoping it is.
It will be real. It will be real. TikTok is a fast growing platform, but also Facebook. If you can get in that, Facebook is quite not for me. But you can grow on Facebook,
Yeah.
You can have quite a massive platform on Facebook.
I'm not so sure how that works, though, to be honest.
I mean, neither do I, Wendy, but I don't know. I don't do it. I ain't got it. I don't got nobody over there.
I mainly do YouTube because I like, at the minute, obviously I work full time and I'm focusing on YouTube, and that's it. I don't have enough time to focus on all the others as well.
100%, yeah.
But if you've only got limited time, I would say just focus on one and then
Oh,
put the odd
absolutely.
little piece out on the others and see what happens.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
I think that's a little bit easier. So that's that. This says me, so I'm guessing Lisa's asking this question. Tell Claire, I think I saw the acrylic plate when we were unpacking. There you go.
So that was 8 months ago, Lisa. That was 8 months ago.
And I think we've Sandy's put what's a good length of video on YouTube. We've already covered that one earlier, though. And
20 minutes. I go for 20 minutes. Equally, I would sit and watch a 40-minute video if it was intriguing me.
That's my view on it, is as long as it takes, providing you're getting out what you need to, and it's not, and you've not got awkward silences all the way through.
Yeah.
And I've done some where they're probably 40 to 50 minutes, but that was maybe a week's project, which I've snipped down into different parts. And then I've got others where it's a 10, 15-minute UV resin video because it's a quick project.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to say, sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, I think you get different audiences that like different things. And actually, even in the resin community, you're going to get younger people that probably prefer the quick, fast-paced ones where it's bang, 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 like Mr. Beast style. And you'll get others where they actually want and they look forward to a 30, 40-minute tutorial where you're going through every single step.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just going to add on as well, because we were talking about having energy to do YouTube earlier. You don't have to speak. You don't ever have to speak on your YouTube channel. If you check out Resin Ace and Jedrek, Jedrek's got 2-point-something million. He didn't speak.
No, it's just music and text,
just
isn't
hands.
it?
And same as Resin Ace, it's just Resin Ace and Chris. His name's Chris. It's just his hands. He does put closed captions though, and he's very funny with the dad jokes. But he never spoke, so you just don't need that to grow.
And he was very. I loved watching Resin Ace when he was.
Oh my god! Stop saying.
I would never miss.
Does he still post though? I don't think I've seen any recent. No, I was going to say it was a little while.
He sells molds now, and he's doing incredible. He's got an Etsy called Red Hot Molds.
Okay. I'll check that out, actually.
Yeah, he makes and sells
some
molds.
Early stuff. It was pretty good. Now, Susie's asking a question, which I actually missed from earlier on. So apologies, first of all, Susie. But she's asking any tips for putting resin over a jigsaw on a table?
Oh.
Well, obviously, you need something underneath the jigsaw to hold in the resin, or it'll just go everywhere.
Yeah.
You need some kind of barrier. I did the teddy bear. Do you remember the teddy bear? Huge teddy bear? No. Okay. I did. I think I do.
Yeah,
I did little. It was a large teddy bear that I did for my granddaughter's wall, and it was just little blocks. So basically, you put little blocks together like a mosaic, and I figured to cover it in resin, I had to have it on top of plastic, and then have a barrier around the outside edge to stop the resin going everywhere. And it worked really well, to be honest with you. A plastic sheet with plastic around the outside that was hot glued worked perfectly. So I would do that.
That's interesting. Would it work on silicone as well if it was the right size? Would it not just attach to the silicone and then you could pour over?
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine how much silicone you need to put underneath a puzzle or a great big teddy bear? I mean, we're talking huge teddy bear. But that's a lot of silicone, and the silicone's expensive. Plastic, a bit of plastic sheet is a lot cheaper.
A lot cheaper, definitely. No, I'd
Sorry,
agree.
I'm all for saving money. I'm not.
No, I just think if somebody had a smaller one, like an A4 one, they could just get an A4 rectangular mold. I was thinking.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. If it was a little jigsaw like that, yeah.
And I'm going to give everyone a last warning in chat now, because I know it's nearly been 2 hours now. So thank you both ladies as well. So I'm going to give you a maximum of a 5-minute warning, if that's okay with you two, for any last questions and any I might have missed. And if I have, I apologize. But now's your chance. Put them in caps lock. We've still got 91 in chat, which is phenomenal.
That's
Really?
And
amazing.
we've been consistent at that pretty much throughout most of this. And I think it
Wow.
shows how much support you two in particular have as well. So I really appreciate it. And do you know what? For me, I've just loved getting to know you both tonight. It's been my favourite day of the week.
Oh, Andy,
yeah.
thank you. It has been really, really lovely. Like every time me and Wendy do a live together, it's like, why don't we do this all the time?
Yeah.
And bear in mind, I've had a date night this week as well. I'm including this as being better than that. So there we go.
No, don't say that.
Let's hope she doesn't watch.
No.
If she watches this now, that's it. It's probably over. But
There's no
there we go.
second date, Andy, if she's watching this.
Hey, this was date number 3 as well with the same person. So yeah, ooh,
Goodness me.
I'm going to get told off. But we've got a
He
few
don't
laughs
mean
in
it.
chat.
If you're watching, he doesn't mean it.
No,
He doesn't mean it.
No.
He don't.
He told us before we went live he had a really lovely date.
The food was amazing. I went to Miller and Carter, and I've not been there in years, so that was phenomenal.
It's not all about food, Andy.
No,
And he didn't really climb out of the toilet window. He was just like, he just accidentally fell out of the toilet window.
No, that was the date before. That one.
Oh, darn it.
And the one before that, I had to get home for the dog. So this one's going really well. We're on date number 3, so I'm excited to see where this one goes. So this lady can actually communicate, so that's helpful.
Absolutely.
Laura, I'm not going to answer that question about third date obligation because a gentleman never tells. And everyone's saying I did apparently, but let's not go into that conversation either. Jeez, this isn't OnlyFans, ladies.
Let's bring it back to resin.
Bring it back to resin. Susie just fell out of a chair apparently.
Please don't.
Ellie's asking if I'm getting date number 4. I think so. It's planned for Thursday, so we'll see. And I don't think she watches the show. Hopefully. Chippy saying, do I ever wonder why I'm not reaching date number 4? Probably because of comments like that, Chippy. And I think, do you know what? I think we're about there. Unless anybody's got any questions, let's go for it. Last couple of minutes.
Question us up. Question us up.
Yes, your last chance to get all 3 of us on live straight away.
This is the last chance. This is the last chance.
Oh, that's nice. Michelle admires all 3 of us as well and loves our voices.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
We're killing Steph, apparently. OMG.
Tim, it's freezing. Okay? It's freezing. We went from 30 degrees to like
12.
4
Oh, it went to 3 last night here.
overnight. Yeah, freezing cold. The heating is back on.
Yeah. And I was laying in the garden all week last week. Got a nice tan.
Are either of you ever going to California, by the way?
No.
I don't fly, so unfortunately me going to America is off the cards ever because I will not get on a plane. Luckily I can get the train to Europe all the way to Thailand if I want, so that's all right. But tragically America's off the cards, huh?
I like flying, but I'm not organising travel and unless someone does it for me. The last time I went to America, my sister did it all for me. So I went quite happily. It's the organising I can't do.
If anyone in California wants to pay for my flights out there, I'll consider it.
But guys, I'm not even kidding. Where we used to live in Essex, there was a port. There was actually a port right by us. What's the name of the port on the south? Wendy. Tilbury Dock. Yeah, we lived right by Tilbury Dock, and you could get a boat to New York from Tilbury Dock.
Though, wouldn't it? 2-week travel.
I mean, yeah, it would have taken 2 weeks, but I mean, listen, I can swim. If the boat goes down, I can swim. If a plane goes down, I can't fly. No, I'm all right. It ain't normal, is it? Sitting in a tin can in the sky. Give me a break.
I can't swim.
Roy's asking as well when we're going to be doing this again. Well, I do a live every Tuesday with different guests, but if ever you two ever want to do another one, you're more
Tomorrow,
than welcome.
6 o'clock.
We can't do Thursday because I've got a date. But apart from that, I'm free. Or I might not, because I've just seen she's actually in chat. Interestingly.
Oh, he loves you really.
Luckily, she knows I've got a great sense of humour.
Oh my God, thank God. Oh my God.
The drama you get on this channel.
As long as she subscribes to us, you can go on another date with her.
I don't think she subscribed to our channel. I forgot I told her about my channel, actually. But I'll be an interesting chat after this to find out what she thinks to these lives. But we'll find out. Stay tuned. Chippy's asking, can she work for any of us?
You're too far away from me.
Chippy's already just done too much for me. Chippy helped me move house. So Chippy and Wendy both came to my house and helped me pack up Claire's Crafty Corner.
That was fun though, wasn't it? That was fun.
My alarm's just gone off to take my HRT. Aren't you all really happy to know that? Yeah, Chippy's already done enough for me, honestly.
Adele's saying, Claire, when are we editing if she does a video?
Oh, Adele, I'll message you on Instagram whenever you're free. Really, the wedding's over now, so we're free. We don't have anything to think about hanging over.
Steph's saying Scotland's cold at night, apparently. Carvetta's saying she loves and appreciates all three of us, which is lovely.
Thank you.
Apparently it's 92 degrees in Florida at the moment.
92.
Wow.
I would love that. And our temperatures have just dropped here in the UK, so
yeah, and it's not just cold, it's windy and horrible. It's really dark and it is winter again.
It's weird, guys. It is weird. Like, we don't usually get like hella dramatic temperature changes here. It usually creeps up or it creeps back down, but we have literally gone from 28, 29, 30 degrees down to 10. The wedding,
12,
his daughter got married on Sunday. It was the coldest day in weeks. And everyone was like,
I was freezing Sunday. I went out for a coffee with my son and I was shivering and goosebumps.
Yeah, it is bitter. Like it's just a shock to the system because it's been so warm.
And Julie's asking, what's the maximum temperature of the room that you'll do resin in? Good question.
Oh, my temperature gets really hot.
23, 22, 23.
My room.
My room feels like it gets to 40, but
my room's the dining room, right? I've got a huge radiator there, and if that's on in the winter, it gets to about 26 in here. I've got the sunshine coming in this door, which is why I've got a black curtain to stop the sunshine. And if I open that, it would get to about 30 in here. It is too hot for me. Too hot in this room.
And I do it in my living room, so whatever the temperature is in my living room. I have noticed that. Do you know, we've just had a warm week. I tell you what, the resin cures a lot quicker.
It does. That's why in Australia, when they have really hot weather, they can't resin because it's curing pretty much as they go. They can't do it.
Imagine doing fast cure in a country like that.
Oh, you wouldn't be able to. No way.
Susie can manage going to the Isle of Wight and back on her own, apparently.
Oh, cool. I like the Isle of Wight. I haven't been there for years.
Oh, date number 4, Lula's saying for me. Well, let's hope so after tonight. We'll find out after this live.
Tim, I think Tim is going to be sending a search party if I don't head back downstairs soon.
No, that's fine. Well, I think, do you know what? I'm just scrolling through the last bit of this chat. And that
was a joke. He has absolutely no control over where I am at any given time. Just letting you all know that. He's not a narcissist. But yeah, I am going to have to head soon. I'm gagging for a cup of tea. Well, I need a kettle in my craft room, guys.
I need a cigarette, if I'm being honest, as well. So it's getting to that point. But do you know what? I think we've answered all of the questions. So I'm just going to say as well, for anybody that's watching this back afterwards, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to Wendy over at Toonpish, Claire at Claire's Crafty Corner, and if you want to, this channel as well. It all helps. And let's keep on doing what we're doing and helping people grow together. If anybody's watching this back as well and wants to come on a live, it's amazing. We're booked up till pretty much the end of July now, which is
Andy, that's amazing.
You can't believe how ecstatic I am about that, because when I first started doing these, I was really panicking about who the next week's guest was going to be. But I think people are liking getting to know people, and I think that's what's amazing for me.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to come on a live, still message me, or you can send me an email. I've now set up an email just for the channel as well. So custom carving andypoxyuk@outlook.com. It's quite a long one. But again, if you want to come on, either let me know in the Discord, let me know on Instagram, find me on Facebook, find me wherever, and we'll make it happen. I want to pre-book these for the whole year, and I'm dedicated to every Tuesday night. So if my new lady friend is still in chat, I'm not available Tuesday nights. I'm sorry. But you know what? Just let me know. And a massive thank you to everybody in the audience as well. We've had consistently between 90 and 100 throughout this whole chat.
It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
That's amazing. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Thank you both, because I know we've been talking about this for a little while. And I didn't think we'd ever make it happen, but we have. And it's like a dream come true now.
Oh,
thanks for inviting us, Andy.
We convinced Dan to come on one with all four of us. Imagine that.
That would be crazy.
That would be mental. But again, we'll have to try and do. I want to try and arrange a big UK meetup at some point this summer, somewhere central where everybody can just get together, have a laugh, have maybe a coffee or an alcoholic beverage. If
central, like Midlands.
Yes. Well, I'm in the Midlands. You know, I'm in Nottingham.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's
we're
great
both Midlanders now.
Yeah, but we'll have to do that. Dan, thanks for that as well. He's saying it's been a great live as well. And just, I want to say quickly a massive thank you to the whole resin community. People like
Rob
me.
Here. Hi, Rob.
Always Rob.
Thank you, Rob. Sorry, as you were saying, Andy. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I want to say a massive shout out to the whole resin community, because I think that's what keeps us all going. You know, when it gets
100%.
tough. And there's tough times, let's face it, when you can't be bothered to edit, but you still carry on. Unless you love editing as much as Wendy, and then she really looks forward to it. But
I like the talk over.
Keep us all going, you know. You put a comment on there saying that you've learned something or that you like something. That's what keeps us all going. So thank everybody for being part of it and being part of the journey, you know. And let's keep growing together.
Absolutely.
100%.
But I'm going to call it a day then. But thank you very much, ladies. And
thank you. Thanks, Wendy, for coming along.
Again,
your live.
See you later.
Thanks, Andy. Bye, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for coming. Bye.